Today I fucked up by buying a prank gift that ended as mine. So I have been dating this girl for few months, going well, met each other's parents and so on. Christmas coming and we decide to give gifts. She warns me though that in her family first Christmas present is often involved with banter or some joke. As I love banter and pranks as much as her, I immediately pick up on this. Then one night we are talking about how she has never been in a relationship and she says in a joke she is basically in training. That's it, I get an idea for a prank gift. Go online and order it. Fast forward yesterday. Things don't always as planned and in a nice civil way I got dumped right before Christmas. Yesterday was also a rough day at work, so a pretty hard bad day overall. So I woke up this morning ready to start working from home due to COVID. Still little bummed about things ending, but today must be better. Then the doorbell rang. Of course the gift has arrived. Bummed out and little sad, I open the prank gift from myself. It's a book. Relationships for Dummies. Now that is a self-burn. Too long didn't read. Order a prank gift book, Relationship for Dummies, and got it delivered to me the day after I got dumped. Bright side, you'll be well prepared for your next relationship. That book might be irrelevant 30 years from now. Better to lose someone after few months is much better than a few years. Or kids. Plot twist, she already had a copy of the book. Things don't always go as planned. If you're doing to dump someone, break up in a nice, civil way. I feel bad about it, but that's a sitcom level situation there and I couldn't help but literally laugh out loud. Good luck to you and I hope you have a Merry Christmas. At least you got a damn good story to tell when chatting up the next one. Don't feel bad, it is funny as hell. Have a Merry Christmas. Sorry you got dumped, but it's so nice to see someone who lost a relationship state in a nice civil way. I got dumped before's mass. Good on you for maintaining your goodness as keeping a sad story civil and good-hearted. With an attitude like this you will find someone again. Chin up bud and have a Merry's mass too. Of course relationship or dating ending is not always a bad thing or done in a bad manner. Sometimes things just don't work out. It sucks, but that is how we learn and grow. Have a Merry Christmas also. Today I fucked up. I killed the best relationship in my life because she complimented me. So I was in my early 20s, been seeing this girl for a few months. Our sexual chemistry was on point, we enjoyed each other's company immensely, but timing was just off as we both had plans of relocation that were set in motion before we met. So we stayed as FWB. So there we were one night laying in bed in post-coitus bliss. After what was probably the best sex we have ever had, our breaths still heavy. She seemed more coquettish than her usual self, snuggling her body close to me in a tight embrace. She softly told me that I am the only man for her and she wanted our relationship to be exclusive from that moment on. Assuming my charm and sexual prowess brought about this turn of events, I was beaming with confidence, my ego stoked by my apparent ascendancy to near sex god status. In what I imagine being one of my most effortlessly cool and devilishly masculine moments, I replied to what do I owe this honor? She proceeded to regale details of her weekend escapade. A girls' night out with her old sorority sisters where the night ended with her drunk out of her face hooking up with this French Algerian guy. Then she described the shock and horror when his penis inevitably made its debut. Apparently it was 12 inches long and thicker than a Coke can. She said she was frightened by it, that it looked like a torture instrument that would tear her apart. Apparently the mood soured soon after that, and he left her place awkwardly. Now I pack a standard issue 6-incher with some room for expansion depending on my level of arousal. Never had any complaints from previous partners, which by then was a significant number. There never was any reason for me to second guess my sexual abilities. I did have an acute awareness of being a grower and not a shower, buying into the porn-skewered reality that bigger is better. Whatever latent insecurities I had was magnified and put on display. My breaking point came as these words uttered from her lips. I kid you not, he was probably twice as big as yours. It carved deep into my consciousness with animated violence, overwhelming me with feelings of inadequacies, clouding my ability to control my most basic faculties. She then said something about how much she anticipated my visit and how she thinks she is falling for me, blah. blah, blah. She ended her confession by teasingly going down on me, kissing my flaccid cock, telling it this is all I will ever need. Don't think I have ever felt so small in my life. I got out of bed, got dressed in abject silence and just left the room without saying a word. This of course left her in a state of confusion. I never called her again and blocked her on all my social media accounts. I spent the next few days at home in crippling depression, wallowing in self-pity, rejection and inadequacies. Thinking back, now a far more secured man in my 30s, I often second-guess my reaction. Was I being an insecure drama queen? There I was. Just had the most amazing sex in my life. This gorgeous girl I really liked was pouring her heart out, praising the superiority of my average-sized member whilst professing her love for me. Yet the only image in my head is her staring with wide eyes at the sheer size of his monster dong. Once the image got stuck in my bead, my ego blinded by the green-eyed monster, there was no turning back. Edit and afterthought, to address some common questions. A fateful night took place some 15 years ago. We were both getting ready to start our new lives in different countries. So any form of commitment then would take the form of a long-distance relationship. I am sure her intent was not malicious. She probably thought she was being sultry and sexy, and hey, what is youth without a few awkward and misguided episodes? I certainly could have handled the situation with more finesse, but that's the nature of fear, insidious in its grapple. My emotional and mental faculties went into complete paralysis. I saw retreat as the only option. It was cowardly and I am not proud of it. We are connected through the grapevines of social media, but none of us reached out to each other. I guess both of us being seemingly happy in our marriage played a big role. Many people have questioned my motives in writing this with accusations of sensationalism and fabrication. The simple answer to that is, I am currently going through a divorce and the business I spent years building closed down a month ago. Symptoms of the pandemic blues often manifest as nostalgia. Writing and sharing my stories here on Reddit have been rather therapeutic. I would like to thank everyone for sharing your thoughts and lending me your perspective. To those who shared their own personal stories, I would try my best to reply on a more personal level, but given the sheer volume, may prove difficult. To those generous souls, I thank you for the rewards. It's been heartwarming. TL, Doctor may have missed out on the best relationship in my life due to my insecurities. When a girl is pouring her heart out to you with a comparison of another dick she was playing with a few days ago. Yeah, that's about time to get dressed and leave. Lol, imagine being in bed with her and telling her all about the less adequate girl you'd slept with on your way over. Nope. No one likes being compared to previous partners. That's some very ignorant pillow talk on her part. Oh my god, babe, you won't believe the cans on this girl at the pub. They were just big and massive and perky. I kid you not, they were twice as big as yours. Your little boobies are all I will ever need. Are you going? I had a similar experience. Had been dating a woman for a couple years, everything was awesome. During a trip away I was using her phone because mine had no service. A text came in from her friend. "How's your boyfriend's little penis?" Taken back, I confronted her and asked what it was all about. For the record, I am a regular run-of-the-mill 6-incher. She confessed that her previous BF was 8 inches and told all her friends how much smaller I was in comparison. We split up shortly after. She wanted to get back together and said I was the one, but I couldn't do it. Met my awesome wife shortly after and we're now expecting our second wonderful baby. No regrets. Edit, her friend was a dude. Edit 2, to be clear, my ex never made fun of me to her friend/s, but she certainly didn't seem to care when her friend/s did. Her male friend wanted to know how your penis was doing. That's pretty gay. I mean, look, especially big dicks do suck for vaginal sex, unless you have a very particular fetish for feeling all bruised up inside, or have a vagina that's on the larger side of the bell curve as well. But that's not a reason to be exclusive with a man who has an average-sized penis. Most people with dicks have average-sized dicks. The fact that she told you the reason she wanted to be exclusive was because of a disappointing experience with one other person, as opposed to things that she intrinsically liked about you, was kinda a red flag emo. Imagine a man telling a woman he wants to be exclusive, and when she asks why, He says it's because he tried sleeping with another woman but didn't like something about the other woman's body. That's not relationship material, and it sucks to say to a partner, regardless of gender. Tie for the awards smile. Edit 2, just so I don't have to keep responding to comments, I'm agender, I don't have a dick. What qualifies as especially big differs from personal opinion to personal opinion. Whatever size your dick or vagina is, it's a-okay, and I seriously mean that. And there's a lot to do in a relationship besides PIV sex. Toys and hands and mouths are all options, so if you're dating someone a vagina that's incompatible with your dick, just make like a lesbian and communicate with your partner to figure out what you both like and or would want to try, then do that. Hell, statistically most people with vaginas don't orgasm from PIV sex, so your partner probably has something else that's their fav anyway. Even if it might be initially disappointing, it really ain't the end of the day. It sucks that this kind of thing isn't covered in sex ed most places, but what matters in a relationship or even a hookup is communication and mutual genuine care for your partners. Today I fucked up by having an iPhone charger next to my bed. Today I fucked up by having my iPhone charger next to my bed. I cannot believe this happened. I cannot believe my bad luck. I have images as proof at end. 2 days ago I was having a good day and was getting ready to shut the house down for the night time. My bedroom window was open and I decided to close it. My mattress is on the floor because we just moved into a new house. I bounded like a happy elf onto the bed and then once more onto the space in front of the window. Except there wasn't just floor there. My square Apple charger was face up on the ground and I hit it squarely in the meaty middle of my foot with all of my weight. I yelped in pain thinking I had stepped on a giant Lego very hard. I have a child, but looked down in horror as an iPhone charger was in my foot. I fell on the bed and shrieked, cried in pain and for my so to come help. I can't remember the last time I was on so much pain. My hand shook as I slowly pulled it out of my foot. Probably a dumb move. But I don't want to go to the hospital right now during COVID. My foot is now in a considerable amount of pain and I most certainly can't walk on it. But it should get better in time. I got crutches. I got a tetanus shot the day after. Moral of the story, may not be a good idea to have random point objects on the ground even if they seem harmless. Too long didn't read. I jumped on an iPhone charger and now have insanely painful puncture wounds in my foot. Warning graphic. Could be worse. I burned my foot once while cooking bacon. I like the smell of fresh cooked bacon when I wake up. Stop using your feet to cook on the stove and you won't have this problem. That's one way to recharge at the end of the day. I'm definitely sticking with wireless chargers now. Haha. My foot. And now I have a tingling sensation on my foot. Going in I thought this would be something along the lines of the charger exploding and causing a fire or something. It ended up actually being somewhat worse, lol. That's one reason why I like European power plugs. They aren't sharp. I have these cylindrical plugs where I come from. I was confused for a second there trying to figure out how she punctured herself on that, lol.